This is the only ball of the year, and I see why. Everyone is absurdly excited.
Your Highness, you sound so detached. We are all encouraged to enjoy the ball tomorrow.
Right you are. What a burden.
Huh. I never thought we'd see eye to eye, but I agree. I'd rather be swinging my blade than wasting my time with some girl at a ball.
Felix, Your Highness, you must be joking, right? This is our chance to dance with all of the ladies of the Academy to our heart's content.
Of course he would say that.
You wish to throw away the best day of the whole year for sword practice? Insanity, I tell you.
I'm pretty excited about the ball myself. It's not like we get to do things like this very often.
Too true, Ashe. In fact, I'm going to do you a favor and give you a crash course in chatting up girls. By tomorrow, you'll be an expert.
Actually, I'd much prefer if someone could just teach me how to dance.
Don't worry about the dancing part. I can teach you that easy.
She's the dancer of our party.
It's time for the ball. That warrants at least a tiny bit of makeup, don't you think, Ingrid? Just a smidge.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
It's settled. Tomorrow morning we'll meet up in Ingrid's room. Ooh, I can't wait!
You know, there's no telling where life will take us after we leave here. If only we could find a way to come together again, just like this.
A fine notion, Your Highness. Perhaps 5 years from now?
5 years from now? Ah, that's when Garrigmach Monastery will be holding its Millennium Festival.
By then, we'll be addressing Your Highness as Your Majesty instead.
That's right. I suppose we all know it's coming, but by then you'll be far removed from us.
Come now, you know me better than that. My title may change, but I won't.
I don't know about that.
And it won't just be me, you know. 5 years from now, you'll all have your own stuffy positions to contend with. But as I understand it, the festivities at the Millennium Festival will be of a scale far beyond anything we've yet seen. In other words, the perfect excuse for all of us to return here.
Ooh, a reunion? That sounds fun! I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I'd love for you to be there as well, Professor. After all, you're the heart of the Blue Lion House.
I'll be there.
Good. Then it's settled. Of course, if something happens and I'm not able to attend, I'm leaving all of the logistics of organizing this reunion to you, Professor.
You have to attend.
It's true. I'm sure being a king will keep you busy, but it's a bit early to be backing out of your own plans, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right. I'm sorry. You have my word. I will return as well. Count on it.
Running away? I understand. You hardly had the time to breathe in there. It must be hard to be the favorite teacher at the ball. Poor professor.
Let's see. I'm not everyone's favorite.
Was that a joke? I find it hard to tell with you. Just think of all the students begging you to dance.
Professor, what are you doing here?
Okay. Are you gonna dance with Edelgard?
No, I should think not. As a child, Edelgard taught me how to dance. It was a bit awkward, honestly.
As a child?
I've told you before that we're siblings by marriage, haven't I? Her birth mother was my stepmother, although I didn't know that at the time. My stepmother treated me with such kindness, just as though I were her own flesh and blood. And yet she never so much as hinted that she had her own child, Edelgard. We were born and raised in different territories, without ever knowing the other even existed. Yet, against all odds, for just over a year, we became childhood friends.
Friends?
Indeed. Unaware of each other's stations or backgrounds, we met and became incredibly close. This was when she and Lord Arundel were living in the kingdom.
Why were they in the kingdom?
They were in exile. This was a time of great turmoil within the Empire. I ran into her when visiting Lord Arundel's residence with my father. She seemed quite bored with everything. At first, I found her to be difficult and stubborn. But that facade quickly fell away, revealing her true self beneath. That's around the time when she taught me how to dance. Her instruction was, though, let's call it strict, to put it nicely.
Wrong foot, Dimitri. You're supposed to lead with your right.
Hell, the sun's going down. I really ought to be heading home.
That 1 year before she had to return to the Empire was so much fun. The time of my life in many ways. It's kind of pathetic to think about it all these years later. But can you guess what I gave her as a parting gift?
Flowers, a book, a dagger. Flowers?
No, that makes too much sense. Actually, I gave her a dagger. You should have seen the look on her face. In Fargus, we've long considered blades as tools of destiny, as a way to cut a path to a better future. She was being dragged all over, unable to live the life she wanted. I thought the dagger could help her cut a path to the future she dreamed of. However, that was many years ago. I'm sure she's forgotten all about the boy I was back then.
It's not too late to reconnect.
I'm afraid it's far too late for that. Things are different now. She's different. I'm different. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit out of place here. Festivities like this don't suit me. Still, I suppose I should get back in there. Goodbye, Professor.
But where is there to run? This place is filled with joyful students looking for a dance. Ah, I see. The Goddess Tower waits for you.
Who is here?
Why, Professor! I was wondering where you ran off to. I searched the entire floor but couldn't find you anywhere. Tired, are we? I can tell by that look on your face. It must be exhausting being so popular, huh?
I'm exhausted.
I can imagine. Shall we take a break here then? Say, Professor, have you heard the legend of the Goddess Tower? They say that if two people exchange a vow here, the goddess herself will fulfill it.
I think I recall such a story.
Ah, so even you have heard that one. The stories must travel far. Many young couples come here in private, all thanks to that legend. They make promises to stay together forever, things like that. I actually saw a man invite a lady to join him at the tower while on my way here. It's rather romantic, don't you think?
I think so.
Indeed. Though, just because two people share a promise, that doesn't guarantee they'll be together forever. You've noticed many nobles at the academy, right? They very rarely have the freedom to choose their own partners. Yet still they wish to stay together. Maybe that's why they pray to the goddess. Are you waiting on anyone, Professor?
I was waiting for you.
Oh my! Even though we didn't make plans to meet? You're a charmer, aren't you? Ah! I almost forgot why I came looking for you. I was wondering if you'd like to dance with me. It's just so loud in the reception hall, though. I think I'd rather stay here with you. If that's all right with you, Professor. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It seems that everyone is having a delightful time. Will you not dance some more?
I'd rather not.
How dull of you. Had I a body of my own? Oh, I would sing and dance until I fell upon the ground. But you... do as you will. Ah, you're not the only one who feels that way. Look over there. I'm bored beyond compare. Will you not follow her?
Why would I?
Oh, come on, hurry up.
Okay, something's about to go down.
I know that you are curious to see what she is up to. I hear someone singing from over there. That song. I feel that I have heard it in the past. Actually, it is not that I have heard it. Did I once sing that song to someone? No, there's more. I wrote this song. Oh, but how could that be so? If that were true, then how could she be singing it? Unless... No. I am suddenly so exhausted. As are you, no doubt? Quickly then, to bed with you.
Here are the support conversation times if you want to watch those. If not, the next part will be the main battle for this chapter. I'll see you then.
You're certainly not going easy on me. You fight like a mercenary, not a knight. You hunger for victory, pure and simple. You may not be aware of it yourself, but I see it.
Should I take that as a compliment?
Indeed. Knights ought to have some hunger. I've always thought so. They depend too much on their swords. Only when they're wrested away do knights consider their hands and feet as weapons. That's not how it was for warriors of old. They weren't limited by their tools. Victory is what matters, not the method of achieving it. That's the attitude to adopt. I detect that in your style. It is plain to see.
That doesn't seem like praise.
You may take it however you like. I believe the difference between us lies within that hunger. But where does it come from? From the start, I was aiming to win. Yet I couldn't defeat you. Then I remembered something you said before.
About your aspirations?
Indeed. I was raised to value strength above all else, whereas you had a reason, an ambition, pushing you toward that hunger. So tell me, what was the reason? Why were you driven to become so strong?
To survive?
That's a mercenary's answer, to be sure. So that is the source of your hunger. I suppose I must find my own.
We can find it together.
If we're to get along, I think not. I'll be content if you continue to train with me. Perhaps it will come to me as I swing my sword.
I think that's mainly pointing out to find his own way to achieve his goal of being a better swordsman. Basically, think of a way to mix fighting styles, like as a knight and as a mercenary, and you could probably mix that up and become a better swordsman than I am. Who knows?
I wonder why.
Sorry?
Why does Lady Rhea give you special treatment? You're not particularly strong or good-looking. You seem exceedingly unremarkable. Not that I doubt you were a skilled mercenary.
These are low blows.
Shamir came from the same background, but she doesn't get nearly as much of Lady Rhea's attention. Besides, it'd be one thing if you got brought on as a knight, but a professorship, unprecedented.
It is?
I just don't get it. I'm flummoxed as to why she holds you in such high esteem. And it's not like just anyone can wield the Sword of the Creator. It's a legendary relic, right? And it was casually handed over to you. It's unbelievable. Maybe it's because you're related to Geralt. He was a leader of the Knights of Seiros, and probably the finest mercenary in all Fodlan. By the time I joined, he was gone, so I don't know him too well, but he's strong, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. There can't be a soul in Fodlan who hasn't heard tales of the Bladebreaker. Maybe that's it. Geralt used his influence to help you. But Lady Rhea wouldn't give you favorable treatment because of that. No, definitely not. There must be something more to you. Okay, that settles it. I'm going to watch from afar. Figure out what Lady Rhea could possibly see in you. Whatever it is, maybe I can copy it so that you'll take a shine to me as well. And if I discover that your intentions are malicious, I'll cut you down. With relish.
I'd like to see you try. Jealousy.
Why, Leonie? Oh, hey, Felix.
I suppose your thoughts are still with Lord Leonie.
I'm fine. I'm just frustrated by how little I was able to do. I know he was trying to protect me, but Leonie never really told me anything. In the end, I don't think I understood his feelings at all. You said it yourself. Be more moderate in your passions. To me, he always seemed like a knight out of a story. And I was so caught up in my ideals, I turned a blind eye to his sadness, his hatred, even when they were right in front of me. I guess I'm pretty far from real knighthood, huh?
Perhaps. Yet knowing someone well does not mean you know how they feel. Whether family or friend. To know someone's sorrow and turn blindly from it, that is the act of a fool. But pursuing your ideals is not foolish.
But before, you said...
I said to be moderate in your passions, not to abandon your ideals. It's okay to be who you are.
Thank you. Hearing you say that means a lot.
Ah, I almost forgot. You lent me this.
Oh, the book I lent you.
I completely forgot about that book from their last support conversation.
I'm guessing you hated it?
Actually, I already knew the story. My brother used to read it to me all the time.
Must have dug up some old feelings, then.
I suppose.
That's just what I'd expect the knight in the story to say.
This again.
It's not just the way you talk either. It's who you are as a person, deep down.
Well, I think you're like the squire in the book. He's only half a knight, but he's bold and gregarious. And he always does his best. Don't stop being that half-knight, okay?
You got it. I'll become the kind of knight only I can be.
And that ends their supports.
Okay, now that you know the technique, go ahead and solve this problem.
Ah, I've got it. Finally.
See? Isn't it fun to learn?
Absolutely. You're great at this, you know. You really seem to have all the answers. I wish I could study and just soak up knowledge like you. How did you get so good at this?
Well, studying was something of a necessity for me.
What do you mean?
My father was one of the king's knights. One day, he never returned home. He just left without ever saying a word to me or my mother.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Losing a father so suddenly? I completely understand.
After he left, I thought a lot about where he might have gone. My father was a devout believer, so I was certain he must have come here, to Garreg Mach.
Here? Really?
That's why I was determined to gain acceptance into the academy. I needed to come here so I could search for my father. The problem was that I needed money to get in. Lots of it. And I didn't have any at all. So I entered the School of Sorcery in Ferdiad first, hoping I could somehow find a path here. I studied tirelessly until I finally earned myself a recommendation.
Oh, wow. So for you, studying has been like a way to meet your destiny.
Destiny, huh? Well, yes, but it's a bit embarrassing when you put it like that. Now I have other reasons for wanting to keep trying hard. I want to protect all of my friends and allies here. I'm studying hard so I can be as useful as possible to everyone I hold dear.
You've worked so hard. I really respect that. I'm going to follow your example.
Hey, Ashe.
Hey there, Cyril. Is something on your mind?
Well, I wanted to thank you for helping me.
Huh? When do you mean?
You know, when you helped me with cleaning up the library?
Oh, right. That was quite a while ago. I'd completely forgotten about it. No need to thank me, though. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything today? I've got some spare time. I really don't mind.
Well, I'd rather take care of the stuff I've been asked to do on my own.
I could give you a hand, though, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could, but I sure would rather you didn't. Me doing those jobs is why I get to stay here, even though I'm an Almyran.
Oh, so it's a status thing. I can understand that. I can get pretty awkward if I ever have to ask a favor from a noble.
Exactly. That's why I don't want anybody's help.
You don't need to feel that way around me, though. I'm just a commoner. I'm only in here thanks to a bit of luck, so really, I'm just the same as you.
I don't know if that's exactly true, but maybe.
Either way, birth and social status don't really matter for us, do they? After all, we're friends, right?
Friends?
Yeah, and when a friend needs you, you've got to help, don't you?
I don't know. I guess I've never been anybody's friend before.
It's easy. If I'm in trouble, you help me out. And if you need something, I help you too.
Huh. Okay. But I've packed up for the day already, so maybe you could help me out next time?
Sure. Whenever you need a hand, just let me know.
Ashe is my friend. And friends help each other out. Yeah, that sounds nice.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Have you been there long? I was absorbed in this book.
Another silly legend?
First of all, they're not silly. And second of all, no. It's an essay that speaks to uncommon and challenging battle scenarios. I've been researching such things since you proposed your unique strategy. Listen to this. Your commander gives orders that put your hometown in extreme danger. Do you carry out the orders, or protect your hometown?
What nonsense. I was talking about real-world tactics, not some dumb ethical question.
Whatever your personal feelings on the matter, I see similarities between such tactics and these dumb ethical questions. I haven't read beyond this one, but I think the obvious answer is to follow your commander. The duty and pride of being a knight demand that you follow orders, regardless of your own feelings. But if I were put in such a position, I don't know how I'd fare. In fact, were someone to carry out those orders, I know that I'd attempt to stop them.
Stop bothering with all this. You're not meant to be a knight. Go find a husband.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
I know you hate the ideals of chivalry and pride. So much so, you prefer to escape your duty as your family's heir. You have no right to criticize me for my ideals.
Perhaps not. At least I know not to heedlessly obey orders. I know not to romanticize blind obedience. My brother taught me to think for myself.
Don't you dare bring Glenn into this.
You're right. Forget it.
Even though they're friends, they don't see eye to eye.
Oh, it's Leonie. Perfect. The soil's ready. Let's get to planting. She's so diligent, I can barely... Oh, look at her elbow. There we go, all set. Now a little water. Her sleeve's all torn. She should get that fixed. Hey, Bernadetta. What are you doing here? Leonie! I was, What is it? I was just admiring your hard work. If you've got time to stare, you may as well help me out. Is that all you wanted to say? Not exactly. Well, come on. Out with it. Oh, it's the elbow! Your elbow looks fine to me. Is it bothering you? Not mine. Yours. Your sleeve's torn. Huh. How about that? You're right. I didn't notice. You could have just told me right away, you know. It's just a little tear, though. Nothing to worry about. If you don't mind, I could fix it for you. It would only take a minute. You can do that? I'm actually pretty good at sewing. I never knew. Well, if you're offering, by all means. Just let me finish watering these. Oh, I guess I should get this shirt off first, though, huh?